Tuesday, at precisely 9 a.m., Judge Carl Gibson entered his courtroom and reconvened the continuation of yesterday's administrative hearing. Judge Gibson recognized the various law enforcement personnel present. Judge Gibson went on to state that the sheriff of Nowata County has an obligation to maintain a jail and live within the budget per the Oklahoma Constitution. He went on to explain he feels Sheriff Barnett has shown an indifference to live within that budget. Judge Gibson recognized the alleged carbon monoxide problem that caused Sheriff Barnett to transfer all prisoners to other county jails. The judge stated it was the court's information that the carbon monoxide emergency has been cleared. He told the court holding prisoners in other counties is putting the financial integrity of Nowata County at risk. After repeated inquiries, Judge Gibson indicated that Sheriff Barnett would not agree to an inspection by qualified people after some maintenance issues were corrected. Sheriff Barnett would not agree to reopening the jail. Terry Sue Barnett's attorney tried to interrupt the judge and stated that anyone who would say the jail was okay would be corrupt. Judge Gibson told the court that last week, late in the day, he was contacted by then Sheriff Barnett, who wanted him to release a recently received prisoner on his own recognizance, since the prisoner could not make any amount of bail. Nowata Chief of Police Mike McElhaney testified the prisoner in question was known to be armed and dangerous. The prisoner had previously been involved with kicking open a relative's house door and assaulting someone with a loaded gun. South Coffeyville police officer Jason McLean was called to tell the court he had been contacted by Sheriff Barnett, who officially requested South Coffeyville police refrain from arresting anyone until further notice because the sheriff had no jail personnel. Retired jail administrator and Nowata County Sheriff's Deputy Major Mickey Hallett was called to the stand to give a professional opinion as to the condition of the Nowata County Jail. Mickey told the court she was involved with the Nowata County Sheriff's Office for over 30 years and was jail administrator for most of those. She made clear the jail was in definite need of repairs, but it was repairable. About 44 minutes after beginning the hearing Tuesday, Judge Gibson gave the floor to the attorney representing Terry Sue Barnett. He spent the time claiming the hearing was invalid and was nothing more than an ambush of his client. He called it a personal hatchet job. He stated this whole proceeding was out of order.
Yeah, I guess the one thing I want to say is, as I said before, that was one of the most bizarre proceedings. I'm not sure I understand what the judge thinks he was doing. As a result of that hearing, no orders were issued. It was just his personal vendetta and attack with no notice to us about what he was doing. And the only evidence of any real value that was developed is that the jail is unsafe. And that 4 people went to the hospital because of the conditions. And I'm talking about 4 employees of this sheriff, not just the inmates. It is an unsafe work environment for county employees, for our law enforcement officers. And why this judge won't take notice of it and do something about it other than attacking the one person in this county who has stood up and tried to do what's right at that jail is beyond me. So we are going to explore our legal options and try to figure out what's best for Nowata, what's best for that jail, and what's best for Terry Sue.
Can you tell us about the judge's role in this? What, you touched on in there about, like, wait a minute, shouldn't the county commissioners be the ones?
There is a very complicated set of statutes that govern the funding and administration of a jail. I'm not in a position now to give a dissertation on it, but I think a lot of people were confused about what the judge was doing. So Terry Sue stands by everything she's done, everything she said. She has acted in the best interest of her staff and her employees, and I know they're loyal to us, and she cares deeply, deeply about this county. There's a reason why this county hasn't been able to hold the sheriff for more than a year over the last term. There's a reason for that.
Yesterday he said her resignation was void. Would you say that's not true?
County Commissioner Burke LaRue also spoke to KGCT and other reporters. However, while we doubt the other media will note his comments to KGCT regarding our question about how the courthouse is heated, his answer to our question probably goes to the heart of this situation.
So you were one of the first responders on February 28th when the carbon monoxide leak happened. Have you been in the jail since then? Have you seen the condition?
Yes, I walked down through there.
In your opinion, do you think it's inhabitable?
Honestly, yes.
Okay.
There's a section of it that is, the courthouse is heated by hot water, not
Right.
gas.
We have a boiler down.
We have a boiler down in the basement, and I suppose it is possible that that room could have gotten overpowered with carbon monoxide.
Well, when I showed up on the scene, they showed me where the fire department had detected the problems, and it was out of 2 different separate sewers.
Okay, that's where I was going.
They had not used that cell on the south side from November, the very first time I toured it. No prisoner was in that cell. It was just storage.
Okay.
They had been destroying the other cells, and they were just rotating them around. Well, with the damages, they got that cell fixed. They moved the prisoners into that cell. They had a bed set up, and there was one particular floor drain. As you know, a P-trap can dry out.
And that is.
And I'm sure when they put them in there, the steam, the water ignited it, and basically the fumes started coming back up and coming out of that drain. And that's what caused that.
Yeah, that makes so much more sense.
It's not exactly a carbon monoxide.
Right.
But when I pulled up, I witnessed a jailer coming back out from throwing up outside on the front lawn.
Yeah.
And when I got inside the jail, back there in her back, I wasn't in there with the prisoners, but I witnessed one inmate come out of the bathroom, and I could hear him throwing up, and he managed to make it back over there and stretch out in the bed.
Okay.
I did witness that.
Okay. We keep talking about carbon monoxide, and that just makes no sense.
No,
the courthouse is not heated
monoxide.
by hot air blowing. Air blowing across furnaces.
No.
Okay.
But I did call. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning when I finally got to leave. I did send a carbon monoxide tester back that I had to make sure it was safe. The fire department was called back. They said the levels were safe at that time, but there was a small amount.
Obviously, the Nowata County Jail problems began a couple of years ago when the state of Oklahoma decided to quit paying county jails to house state prisoners. That state funding paid for a lot of jail personnel, operational costs, and upkeep. The loss of state funding placed the entire burden of maintaining a county jail directly on the individual counties. Nowata County has only about 10,000 people living in the entire county. Those 10,000 people must foot the bill for all county services, including jail upkeep. While the problems can be traced to loss of state funding, the drama unfolding now has its nexus the evening of February 28th, when several people were sent to the hospital with what was declared to be carbon monoxide poisoning. Then Sheriff Barnett declared the jail unfit for occupation and arranged to transfer all prisoners to other counties. March 1st, the next day, KGCT reported the situation but showed the only possible source of carbon monoxide in the courthouse and questioned the accuracy of carbon monoxide poisoning. Thursday evening, a problem developed with venting of this boiler in the basement of the Nowata County Courthouse. The gas-fired boiler heats water that then circulates through pipes and radiators within the courthouse building to keep the building and prisoners warm. The sheriff's office reported possible carbon monoxide poisoning symptoms with some prisoners and sheriff's office personnel Thursday evening. The courthouse was evacuated and prisoners transferred to Washington County jails. While the courthouse is heated by hot water, not air passed over gas-fired heaters, the proximity of this boiler to the jail is the likely culprit. A problem venting the room where the heater is located could have caused the carbon monoxide to build up and enter the jail, which is right across the hall. Quick action by the sheriff's office personnel prevented any catastrophes. Doyle Hayes, local heating and air company, was called to correct the problem, and the Nowata County Courthouse was open for business Friday, March 1st, 2019. It has since come out that a more likely cause of the illness was sewer gas, as a direct result of no water being flushed down a couple of floor drains in unused parts of the jail. Without water in the drains, they dry out, and sewer gas is then allowed to enter the jail. Concentrations of methane gas can cause what was primarily diagnosed as carbon monoxide poisoning. This distinction between carbon monoxide and methane is significant because simply keeping the floor drains flushed regularly will preclude sewer gas backing up. Carbon monoxide is a much more significant problem. However, the Nowata County Courthouse is heated by hot water distributed throughout the building by pipes. There are no flames or hot gases capable of producing carbon monoxide present anywhere in the building except a well-ventilated room in the basement. If the crux of Miss Barnett's insistence the jail is dangerous is her contention, there is carbon monoxide present, when in fact the problem is some dry floor drains, then her contention the jail is unsafe is called into question. KGCT has spoken with qualified individuals that are familiar with the jail. KGCT was told there is a section of the jail that is safe and sufficient to house all Nowata County prisoners currently being housed in other county jails. Doing so immediately is not possible because of the mass exodus of certified law enforcement personnel. Could it be that Judge Carl Gibson was aware that the jail is fit for housing prisoners and was simply attempting to minimize the financial impact on the county by ordering that the prisoners be returned? Who knows? But the situation now is currently unsatisfactory. Nowata County is temporarily without a sheriff's office, and our dirty laundry is being aired all over northeastern Oklahoma by Tulsa media. Likely, the chairman of the county commission will end up assuming the temporary position of sheriff, one that he is definitely qualified to assume. If it is determined that he has the authority to issue the necessary commissioning documents, KGCT is aware of a number of highly qualified people who have indicated their willingness to step up and temporarily assist with Sheriff's Department duties. Only time will tell at this point, but KGCT is following the story and will keep you informed with the facts as they become available. We're not interested in promoting any individual. We are, however, interested in airing the whole story.
So, from you're a county commissioner. Has Sheriff Barnett's resignation been accepted?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It has?
Yes.
So she is no longer the sheriff. She's officially resigned?
No.
What's, from your guys' perspective, what's the next step?
We notified OHP, we've notified the city inside Coffeyville. We're just trying to hold on right now.
Okay.
That's all we can do.
So the judge saying he wouldn't accept her resignation, though?
He says that he would, yesterday when I was here at 1 o'clock, he said that he would not accept her resignation. And he deemed her to stay it was emergency, and that she needed to stay. And I don't understand that.
But isn't it John's job, the county commissioner's job, to say yes or no? Can you
If
stay?
you've accepted a resignation, is it the judge's job to accept the resignation, or is it the county commissioner's job?
He stated that yesterday in that meeting at 1 o'clock, that it was our position, not his.
So she's, yeah, then you don't consider her the sheriff anymore?
No.
And kind of what did you make of what happened this morning?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I don't know that we gained anything. I just know that we destroyed this county from where we were at.
Yeah.
Did you think you guys were going in a good direction? Were you
Yes.
happy
Yes.
with what was happening?
Yes. I mean, we were actually trying to rotate and move some people around in the dark department. Yes, we were going to have to let some people go, but we were actually saving money by having them detained somewhere else.
And that budget issue, I think a lot of people were under the assumption that that's what the hearing was about, was because of, Nowata couldn't afford to keep them here. You were saving money. I know the undersheriff spoke about that yesterday.
Right, and there was concerns at first as far as how are we going to pay for the housing over there. But by the time you pay the labor operating that jail, and like I say, I hate to lay people off, but when you move out some people, it makes a big difference.
Right.
And we're scrapping for pennies, not dollars.
Yeah.
So yesterday, the judge had said that the resignation letters were void, but that because they gave them to you in the county commissioner's office, all resignations are valid, you would say, of everyone that resigned.
Yes.
So now the future, you guys have that agreement with Washington County to house
Yes.
them there. So
And Craig,
is that going to remain, I guess, in place?
at this time, we have no choice.
But you also have no deputies, so
No.
you have no one to arrest
No.
anyone.
And that's where, yesterday, I didn't understand where he was demanding from 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock to have the prisoners back. When she has no jail staff down there, we've had anywhere from dispatchers to deputies got transferred to the city. I mean, it's just, there's no manpower there. I don't understand it.
Do you all know what's next kind of for you all after this?
No, I honestly don't.
Monday morning's meeting should be fun.
Yes.
Do you think there's a chance that this county could even eventually get absorbed by another county?
Oh,
Not at this time. I know there's rumors flying that, we're going bankrupt and all that. I don't believe we are.
no.
I think it's just, we're watching every penny, like I said.
How frustrated are you?
Extremely.
Yeah.
It seemed like a lot of it kept away from the budget and was just focused on the one inmate that was sent to Washington County and not Washington County, and then the one that was ill. I mean, it seemed like that was a lot of the discussion.
Right.
Do you-
It's like we discussed earlier before you walked over here, but I honestly was under the impression that South Coffeyville and Nowata had worked out an agreement with Craig County. And that was before this incident, that I was notified that they were where they were going. I thought that contract was in place. So I still don't understand why. I understand the sheriff's department getting called to help to work on that scene, but I don't understand when they brought him to the sheriff's department and they held him for a little while. Okay, it should have been sent to Craig County, in my opinion.
Instead of being released?
You probably don't know, Burke, you're too new at commissioning, but does not the county have a statutory, a requirement to maintain a jail?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I believe we do. I didn't want to put you on the spot if you
Right.
didn't know, though.
Yeah, but with the condition of the jail, it's deteriorating, and the prisoners, I mean, it's just like downstairs. We only have 2 stools down there that are
Yeah.
stainless steel. The rest of them are porcelain, and I can understand the sheriff's opinion of this. I mean, we just replaced one of them stools down there probably 30 days ago.
And they're not cheap, are they?
Well, no, I'm not talking about stainless steel. I'm talking about a porcelain.
Okay.
They replaced one of the porcelain stools. It wasn't there probably 30 days.
Yeah.
The prisoners busted it off. They can sit there and use that as a shard, stab another inmate. And that's my concern as far as the way this jail's set up. Yes, we have cameras. But what if an inmate busted one of those stools apart, had one of them shards, and could stab somebody, and you've got one jailer on duty responsible for 20 people.
Reporting for Marcus Yerson, KGCT, your television station. Hey, the only media in Nowata, usually. This is Doug Buchner.